Hey everyone, Jeff here. Welcome to another Elder Scrolls Legends video in our Let's Play series of the Fall of the Dark Brotherhood. Today's video, we're going to start Episode 2, the Corsair Conspiracy. At the end of the last video, we kind of spoiler previewed the beginning of this episode. We need to kill somebody really important because, of course, it is the Dark Brotherhood and we are in the business of killing really important people. So, let's hop right in. We're still in Wayrest. We have a bunch of things we could do. I don't know what any of these are. The game didn't actually announce which of the three locations do any particular thing. So this is sewers, and I like that. So maybe we'll just start with this one in the middle. Sewer lane. Creatures with more than 2 health can't be summoned here. Let's play. So the last time we played the boss Markham, we played a mid-range assassin, and the list was great. And we have a lot of less than 2 cost creatures in this list. Let's recap really fast. I think we have 6 or 8 or I don't know. It's a stupid number of 2 cost or less creatures. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So we have 15 creatures that are 2 or less that we can use to summon into the other lane. And all of these creatures do something, right? This comes into the battlefield and does something, sticks and does something, dies and does something, summon effect, right? So this deck got us through that boss battle against Markham. We won on our second game. First one we got wrecked by the random lane effect and me not really understanding the interaction in that match, and that's fine. Learn from our players and got our lives together for game 2. We also made a swap, which I would say did come in handy at least once in the second attempt. So we're going to play this because we just get a lot of really great value creatures in the 2-drop spot or less, and I think that that'll synergize nicely with the lane effect in this match. Sewer monsters. Skeevers? Is this Skeevers? Well, they're called sewer monsters. Creatures with more than 2 health can't be... Oh, it's 2 health, not 2 casting cost. Alright. Well, that means that we can summon Conjuration Scholar in this lane because it has less than 2 health. We're not going to keep it, but we can actually do it. So, that is cool. Alright. Well, we kind of do have a beautiful curve. So let's put this here since it can go there. Yeah, and I'm just assuming our opponent is going to be playing pretty much everything with 2 health or less. So, well, these things, this is all fine. This deck is, I call it a mid-range deck because look at our curve, right? 1, 2, 3, 3, then we're going to have 6. But it kind of does also want to be aggressive, so normally I like taking trades, and if anyone watched the Forgotten Hero Let's Play, you'll know that I basically just took trades, controlled the board, and, won that way. But in a mid-range deck like this, you kind of actually do want to be pretty aggressive because you just sort of want to curve out, attack your opponent's life total directly, and then finish out the game with the creatures you have that have, charge, and also some of the direct damage spells like the lightning bolts, the crushing blows, etc. So we're going to put this here. We'll offer a trade if okay, so what is this? This is a card I haven't actually seen yet. Summon a Skeever in each lane with power and health equal to the number of infestations you play. Shuffle 2 copies of this into your deck. So it makes 1/1s, and then it gets shuffled in, and then when he plays it again, he gets 2 2/2s. This 1 toughness thing over here is becoming a real problem. So we can't put this here. Won't allow it. We can try all day. let's do this because we can collect a contract for killing that skeever and then get to our, snowy saber cat next turn, which is great. I think that's what we want to be doing. Yep. Oh, Boglurcher. I don't even have anything to say about that. Yeah. We have no play, really, but to do this, and Boglurcher's going to get in for 9. Okay. Sure. Alright. Well, got in for 9 once. Okay. We may have to retech our deck to, oh. Isn't that good? We need to kill this. Got in 9. We'll get in 3. Play this. Play this, Dragoon Charge and Drain. Sure, our deck has those too. I don't really think that their life total matters too much. Just do this, take out the bigger threat. And now we can do cool stuff like this. And I did that in the wrong order. Let the record show. Totally wrong order. Our opponent had gotten a prophecy there. We could have been really punished. But this kind of might just lock down this lane. Now we have a ton of power on board and we might be able to close it out. Okay. Sure. Alright. Two Cliff Racers. Let's Iron Sword, Steel Dagger. The problem is we don't have anything in our hand that we can play here. So, this can trade into this. And I think we might just want to equip the shit out of this dragon. And just start pushing for lethal. Because now, if we connect with any number of things next turn, we have 4 points of reach, and then the turn after that we have 4, and the most our opponent can do to us next turn presumably is 4, even with that bat, 6, but that still leaves us in a pretty good position. We cannot put this over here. But we can put it over here, and here's the consideration. This Skeever could trade into... I knew it was Skeevers. This Skeever could trade into Brotherhood Slayer, taking 3 power off the board. If we instead remove the 3 power from the board now by putting Black Sap Protector over there, we add 3 more power that's not removable unless our opponent does something else, which just gives us that much increased chance of having lethal next turn. Okay. I'm in with that. Sure. Yep. Enraged Mudcrab is not a threat. Feasting Vulture is big, but still not a threat. And we're going to take this home with a Cliff Racer. I may have just lied to everybody. Nope. So, mid-range decks, right? Before I attack, because this is not a human opponent, this is AI. Mid-range decks. We basically couldn't even play half our cards in this lane because of the lane effect, and yet we just kind of curved out nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got some value off the equipments, which is what you want to do in a mid-range deck. See, this is where I think equipment's really great. We were able to push enough damage that now we just have lethal, but a really powerful deck strategy is just to build something that curves out with good value stuff at each mana level, and then, wreck your opponent. So, skewers get wrecked. Cool. Let's see what card we unlocked. Ooh, we're also completing a quest. Alright. Skeever Infestation. Should have seen it coming. Right, I kind of walked into that. We have a dining hall, we have some type of front gate, or we have this woman who may be the most dangerous of all.
The guards have left the city gates open. Please, help us close them before the Corsairs overrun us.
Avoid taking damage for a turn to close the gates. So maybe we want to play the control deck, which has a lot of guards, and could just... And removal could just either plug up both lanes with guards or just remove all the creatures that my opponent plays. I'm in with that. Let's edit this, though, because we did get, I don't know, that 4/4 for 5, which seems like it belongs in here. I made a few edits to this since the last time I teched it. Added 2 Mage's Trick in exchange for Crushing Blow, because I did really like the ability of Crushing Blow to kill stuff, but it didn't trigger Cunning Ally. This does. Added 3 Knight of the Hour once we unlocked it, because the prophecy actions seem really great. We have 15 prophecies in this deck. A little under a third of our deck is prophecy, so we get pretty good prophecy action. And we want to add... It's a legendary... The Black Dragon. And the only other legendary we have here is Staff of Sparks. When the wielder attacks, he deals 1 damage to all enemy creatures in this lane. But just to give something +3/+0 and possibly get that effect doesn't seem great. This is a legendary item, but this is what I'm talking about. I don't think it's terrific. I'm sure that somebody has a combo with this where they put it on a lethal creature and then the lethal creature attacks and wipes an entire lane, right? This card, I'm sure, has been put in some type of janky combo, really, draw-dependent type deck. But that's not the kind of deck that I'm interested in playing. So now we need to take a card out of here, and I don't know what it is. Maybe one of these, because this is good. But our top end is kind of... We have a bit of it. I'll tell you what, I'd love another Ice Storm. Maybe we take 1 Tome of Alteration out in exchange. Oh, but then we'd be taking a blue card out. Can we take a non-blue card out? Bruma's great. Hive Defender's great. This Black Dragon seems like it could be great. Knight of the Hour. Maybe we run 2 of those. Instead of 3. Because we have the Tigers, we have the Hive Defenders, we have... Camel and Sentinel. Sure. I don't know if that's right. Our 4-drop. We have mono 4-drops in this deck. Sure. Okay, cool. So let's try, the modified Control Mage list that I'm now running. And again, as I play decks, I really like to experiment. I feel like there are definitely, best ways to build certain decks in terms of, you just have better card choices than others in any colors, and if you put weaker cards in, it's not the optimal or best way to do it. If you can hold off the Corsairs long enough, the townspeople can close the gates. Alright. Let's see what this effect is before we make a decision. At the end of your opponent's turn, if you took no damage, win the game. Corsair ship. Summon a 1/1 Corsair when you summon a creature equipped with a steel dagger, which gives a +1/+0. So every time you summon a creature, you give it +1/+0. So that seems pretty cool. And this is already a 4/2. Yeah, okay, so we're not keeping those 2 things. Alright. Yeah. Alright, so it's going to be a deck like this that's just going to always have a charged creature or some way to get through. We might just lose to lethal damage if we're not careful. Jeez. Alright, takes a turn off to play Plunder, sure. Yep. This Ice Storm may win the game. Oh god, that's so good. What? Please, trigger. Oh my god. The luckiest. So we need to save this so that we can do this and Firebolt the next turn. So we need to take 7? Oh my god, that sucks. Alright. And that. I mean, this is just... What is going on? What is my opponent doing? I'll tell you what he's doing. He's wrecking me. Alright. This is not going well. This is not going well. This is going decidedly not well. Please trigger. That did not. Although it may not matter because next turn we can... Oh no, because that'll be a 7. Crap. So we can't do that and Ice Storm. I don't know how we're going to win this game, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, it just seems completely undoable. We could Firebolt this just to save 5 damage, but Ice Storm catches it next turn. Plus this trades in. Like, maybe we just want to... I don't know. I'm going to pass and see what else my opponent is running before I decide what I need to do about the deck tech here. Sure. Okay. That's pretty excellent from my opponent. I just need to prevent damage for a turn, right? Like... Let's do that, and then next turn I can Firebolt this, and... I don't know, if we can prevent taking 7 damage for a turn? Oh my god. Alright, okay. Okay. Yeah, so I think it's probably a good time to concede. Well, let's retry. Oh, my fight was done apparently before this match even started. That defeat screen is so demoralizing, right? It's just like defeat with the music, the sound effect, and everything. How brutal. Alright, the Corsairs, sure. Let's try this again. So maybe this is where... this is good. Same start as last game. Just a million weenie creatures. Yep. Yeah, we're just doing this now. Take some power off the board. Next turn we can go Camlorn Sentinel. Okay. And that automatically gets that bonus, which is nutty good. Do that. Okay. Yep. I just don't know how we actually stop this. Like, this onslaught is absolutely crazy. That's not good until next turn. And... Okay. You know, our opponent is going face with reckless abandon. We might want to play a deck that just has an extremely high prophecy count to punish this this type of play. I think we may look again, I need to look in my card library to see what I have, but sure. So what if we go attack? Okay. Okay. Whoa! Alright, I got a little excited there, but we did it. That was crazy. What a match. I'm telling you, this expansion has been very, very good. For anyone watching, if you're wondering what my thoughts are, I dig it. Oh, 40 more septims. We are so rich. 390, that is crazy. Complete 3 Thieves Guild quests. Okay, cool. And what did we get for this? Corsair ship. Again, probably should have seen that coming. This goes real good in some of those other item decks. So I'm really beginning to see that there's a crazy item synergy in this game if you build a deck that just goes all in, right? You need to go balls to the wall on the item synergy in order to really get the value out of it. I at first kind of was hating on the items in the Forgotten Hero quest and even some of my drafting. And I honestly think that probably in a vacuum the items aren't great, but if you put them in the right engine, it may just be a tremendous build. So I'm definitely going to experiment with that once I have the cards to support it.
Thank you, stranger. But my baby was trapped outside the city. Can you save her? She'll be wearing a pink bow.
No, this sounds like a trap. Alright, well, the other original of the 3 quests was this one here, so
To the castle. Why? No, don't tell me. I trust you. Here, this disguise should get you through the front gate.
okay. Transform each card in your hand into a random card? Oh. So, oh. I suppose the game wanted us to enter from the docks over here, get that card first, and then...
The agent was inside, but now stealth would be required to reach the throne room.
So we get to use the disguise. If any of our creatures die, we lose. A special deck will be provided, or we use our own deck. So the last time we played a special deck, we did a completely stupid thing with a card that all our creatures change lanes a bunch of times, and then we basically OTK our opponent with a tremendous amount of power. And I am in the business of really experimenting and playing out this campaign to the fullest. Let's use the disguise, play the deck that we have no idea what it does, and just have a lot of fun with it. Castle Defenders, we're trying to... And we have a blue... You will have to move carefully to reach the throne room. If any of your creatures are found and destroyed, you'll lose. What is this? Daggerfall Mage? A 2/2 with ward. When its ward is broken, put a Tome of Alteration into your hand? What? Oh my god. I just built a mid-range deck in these exact colors, and My 3-drop spot was light. This is incredible. Again, but this is what I'm talking about. You don't want to build one of these. You want all 3. I mean, we have a curve here. We keep this, right? And then this is give a creature cover. Okay, sure. So let's just run this out. Because, alright, interesting lane placement, but I'm fine with it. Ward Crafter? Why would you dump a Ward Crafter? A card is insane. Alright, and then we will just, yeah, we'll do this. And then next turn we can Shadow Shift something out of harm's way. We could lane change something. Oh, this card is really good. Just 2 for a 4/4. Now, I get that there's a drawback. Don't get me wrong. If this is something that kills a creature directly, that would be super cheap. Okay, I'm not concerned about that at all, actually. Let's just play another one of... Maybe we play this over here and then shift it over. Oh, but I think what we want to do is we want to do that when this is out so that we get the bonus for it, honestly.
Of course I'm on your side.
Yeah, I don't know if that's right. And we didn't use all our mana this turn, which I'm not crazy about, to be totally honest. Prophecy? No prophecy. Shadow Shift, sure.
What are your intentions?
Oh.
I shall be your eyes and ears.
Ooh. Alright. See, there's that Grand Ball thing again. We have the Grand Ball synergy with Dune Smuggler. This is how we got the OTK last time. One way or the other, we're going to do this. Move that guy. Yeah.
Didn't see this coming, eh?
And then this.
Didn't see this coming, eh?
And then this. I don't think we're necessarily at risk of losing either one of these things. When this loses cover, we need to do something with it or it just dies. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We could Grand Ball a couple times and just again win, perhaps. Alright, I'm putting a lot of eggs in that basket. Or maybe we just Shadow Shift this over now, sure. Alright. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Just get it out of harm's way over there.
Found me out, did you?
Yep. I mean, next turn, our objective is going to be to Grand Ball, win. So this probably can just go face to increase our odds of that happening. Send it upstairs. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, we're not going to be able to do that. We want to get damage in, right? 14. God, if this wasn't here, we would definitely win.
Didn't see this coming, eh?
So this is 5, 9.
Didn't see this coming, eh? You will die, Shade.
Yeah, so let's move all of our creatures and hide them. See, this is what I did last time. What? Just basically for 2, I gave everything +1/+1, and then I did it again. I was really planning on doing that here and getting the kill, but yeah, I'm glad that we're using this deck. This is awesome. And talk about another great mid-range card, huh? For 2, Mournhold Trader. We don't care about our life total. That's fine.
Found me out, did you? You'll pay for this. The watch is mine.
That's totally fine. They would need multiple guards in this lane. Oh, all of this is fine. Sure. So, look at this. I mean, this is kind of silly, right? We can just go grand ball and look how big our board is going to get. I was dumbfounded for a second at how big our board is going to get. I think the real MVP here is this Dune Smuggler card that just is rocking. But before we close out this game, let's talk about how good Mournhold Trader and Daggerfall Mage are. This could be played in either a mid-range deck, I could see, or even a control deck, because you can trade favorably and you get the Tome of Alteration out of it. And, by the way, you can reward it, so then you can do that all over again. Like, at the very least, this has to be a 3-for-1, if not better, for 3. Are you kidding? Stupid value. This does have a massive drawback in that your opponent can get a 2-1 guard when this dies. That said, how often can your opponent deal with a 4-4 on potentially turn 1? Like, the amount of damage you must be able to get in with this card before your opponent can catch up, and if you have 2 online, forget it. But we're going to give the win to Dune Smuggler because this Tiger, this Khajiit, deserves every last bit of it. And that is perfect. Oh, we have another quest I didn't even realize we had for drawing cards, and that's cool. Oh, we get 2. Maybe we got a bonus one because we didn't even use our own deck and we killed it. Palace Conspirator. Oh, yeah, this is the card that filters, that loots. Yeah, I like it. And Blood Sorceress. A 2-1. At the start of your turn, if you have 7 or more max magic, deal 5 damage to your opponent. Somebody used this against me and did 5 damage to me, and then they played another one, and had I not won the game that turn, this card would have actually won the game. Let's do one more, I think. We'll go, this is new, so we'll do this one.
The agent looked high and low for the woman's missing baby, before realizing it was not at all what they had been expecting.
You must protect the pig. So, how do we want to do that? God, I'm looking at my mid-range assassin deck here in the menu. Just wishful thinking for me to have those other 2 cards in here. But wow, if we had that 4-4 for 2 and that other I don't know, that other card with the ward that gives you the book. This list would be nutty. As it stands, again, with protecting, I think control is the way to go because between guards and removal, it's the most defensive deck I have here, so. Against Monsters of Wayrest, and I don't recognize what that is at all. It's got 3 eyes on each side and some terrifying looking fangs. Alright, babe. Oh my god, it's just right out on the battlefield and we need to do something about it? Well, none of this we can keep. Alright, well. Immune to silence may run off at the start of your turn. Last gasp, you lose. Well, next turn, this is great that our opponent didn't have a turn 1 play. We don't either, and next turn we can start the guard train to protect the pig. Lethal. Oh my god. So maybe what we do is we just actually firebolt that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Just keeping threats off the board? Sure. Sure. Does the pig move? The pig does not move. This would answer both of these cards. So let's just play it. I don't think we want to use the ring charge to firebolt this unnecessarily. Probably another lethal threat is what we'll save this for. Yeah, there we go. Yep. I think that I'm probably just going to have to make a meme out of Boglurcher making an appearance, because it's so bad, right? We could Wardcrafter this pig, which would give us just kind of a backup. I don't hate that. I also don't hate just putting this over here in this lane. And then next turn, we can... Yep, that's fine. Also fine. All of these things are totally fine. That is all fine. If one of these was lethal, we would have a real problem. It's not. So we will just play Hive Defender. Running our opponent out of resources, hardcore. We're going to get to a point where these monsters, there's just no monsters left. And then we'll ward up that pig just to give it a second layer of defense. And, God, if we could tome up, we could even tome up the pig and the pig could attack. How cool would that be? Yes. Take my sweet 3-for-1 action there. That's a problem. That is a problem. Oh, that's a bigger problem. So we could lightning bolt that and trade. I hate doing that, but how many big creatures do you think like this they have? And then we could finally Wardcrafter the pig if we did that. Sure. Normally, I would let the guard do its job, but in the event that our opponent has a way to remove this guard, they just win, right? And I'm not in the mood to take that risk. So, we'll ward the pig. We don't want to give our opponent an extra card here, actually. I learned in playing against human opponents when to attack and when not to attack. And when you are the control deck, you want to run your opponent out of resources. Putting them into top deck mode while you can continue to 2-for-1 them and whatnot is really what you want to be doing. Like, this could potentially be a 2-for-1. That's definitely a 2-for-1. Sure. Alright, well, creature didn't die, so that's just a 3-2. Alright, the pig moves. So we will play this over here. And the reason I'm not just stacking stuff wherever the pig is because both lanes need to be able to deal with threats depending upon where the pig goes. And just having a 2-1 here is not great. So we'll put this here, and then if it triggers, we can kill that. And if it doesn't trigger, we can put a tome on Hive Defender to make our trades great. And it triggered, which is great. So now we will do this. And you know what? I honestly think we probably just want to keep Hive Defender alive anyway. So why would we not, right? Why would I cast that in for no good reason? And we have 2 pieces of removal in our hand. So we've accomplished the goal of top decking our opponent while having resources in both lanes and removal in hand. Yep. I said yup, but there's nothing great about that. I think now we let this guard do its job. And unfortunately, that means we don't have a play. Maybe we'll attack, and if there is a prophecy or something, then we'll have a play. It's weird to actually be hoping for a prophecy creature, but if there was, we would have had a really great play. As it stands, we don't have a great play, but thank God this is warded. Alright, we don't have a support, so that's fine. Alright, also fine. And a Durzog! Okay, so that's what that is. That is tremendously bad. Oh, it has cover. Okay, it has cover. Let's kill that. We need to get to winning, right? 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we could put our opponent to 11, and then 5 and 4 is 9, and this would be a kill. So we essentially just need to fade one turn. Which it looks like we'll be able to do. Like, our life total is in absolutely no threat whatsoever. And Hive Defender is a great draw. Excellent. Yeah, we're definitely making a meme out of Bog Lurcher, I think. Like this, Mage's Trick. I don't even need to cast that. As a matter of fact, it might have been irresponsible for me to do so. But, God, just seeing Bog Lurcher go down every single time kind of makes me feel a little warm and fuzzy inside. So, and now we can just attack. Yeah. Sweet. Finish it off with a lightning bolt. Alright, Monsters of Wayrest defeated. Drawing extra cards. I wish I had that quest every day. I would complete it instantly. Protector of the Innocent. Prophecy. Love everything about it. Guard. I mean, 2 for a 3/2 is not bad anyway. Plus, it has 2 attributes. What I found with the prophecy cards is that usually, since they do have prophecy, the card itself tends to be a little bit on the weaker side, or maybe just casting it from your hand isn't great all the time, because you do have the opportunity to just cast it for free. But getting better than vanilla stats and guard to prevent damage out of a card seems really good. Let's build a prophecy deck. I'm sure that's been done. Like, I'm sure somebody already was on that train, right? Dark Guardian. You know what? I have never, ever put a deck together with purple, I don't think. It's because I was looking through my purple... Oh, you know what? I lied. I have Alduin's Apocalypse, which has purple in it, but I haven't played that in a really long time. And the purple is really just the supporting color in that deck. Most of it's just yellow guards and then some dragons, but... Dark Guardian is a 2/5 with guard, and when your opponent draws a prophecy from a rune being destroyed, draw a card. So this actually, you know, if you're playing this in a control shell, you have a little bit of incentive to poke sometimes, because you could get an extra card out of it, and that's always good. But actually, that just seems like a really good card for 3, a 2/5 with guard.
May the 9 bless you, stranger.
Oh yes, may the 9 bless you as well. All of the king's cards have prophecy. Is this the boss? And how did he know I was there? I must be one shitty assassin that the only person I'm there to assassinate knows that I'm there. So all of his cards have prophecy, so it would now be a good time to run that Dark Guardian through. let's take Alduin's Apocalypse as it stands and enhance it with that Dark Guardian, because then if our opponent gets prophecies, we'll just draw out of it. I mean, that may not be how this works, but one way or the other, I think it's a good card. Alright, Dark Guardian. Making it happen. Let's look at our curve real fast. Alright, well, it's a pretty good curve. Ooh, you know what? We probably should also put that yellow legendary in here, because if all of our opponent's cards have prophecy and we... Oh, you know what? No, my reasoning right there was totally wrong. Disregard. Sure. Alright, the Black Dragon. Cool. Now what are we cutting? I mean, I hate to say it, but I think Alduin gets cut here. Oh, we need to make 4 cuts? That's ridiculous. We'll leave all the Dragon synergy. Be this for a 2-5 and this for a 2-5 on 3 just seems pretty good, right? We're gonna leave Hive Defender. That's for damn sure. Maybe actually the Tigers get cut, because we have so much other early action now that, I mean, I just hate taking 3 6-drops out. I think Alduin comes out, though. Maybe we go down 1 Iron Scale Dragon. I don't want to take dragons out, actually. Never mind. Forget I said that. So maybe we take out... We have a ton of 4-drops now. Maybe we take out the Midnight Sweep. I mean, I love the Prophecy action. Devour also doesn't seem great when we have Edict of Azura and Piercing Javelin. Like, this is alright. But just paying... I mean, it's a little conditional. If we don't have a dragon in our hand, it basically just serves as a removal. Maybe one of the Tigers. Sure. Okay. Let's play Alduin's Apocalypse. Modified like 17 times. We're doing it. I hope we have a Dark Guardian out of it. We can trigger a prophecy, because be cool to get some extra value off of our opponents. Be cautious when attacking His Majesty. Indeed. Oh, you know what? Is that... Oh, it's indestructible. Okay. Well, we'll keep the 2-drop. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful curve. All cards in your deck have prophecy. Yep. Well, we're in no rush, right? So let's just wait.
We will seize our own fate.
Okay. So... The thing about this card is, if you play it before you have 7 or more max Magicka, it's kind of squishy, and then you completely lose the opportunity to have this effect. I'm tempted to play this just that we can chain some life, but discounting this to 5 seems like it would be awesome for us. And that's exactly what we do. This is Dark Rift. Activate, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Dark Rift has dealt 5 damage. Sacrifice it to summon a Storm Atronach. Sure. We'll just use our Magicka. I'm not necessarily concerned about life, and if he doesn't do any other damage to us but hits us for 5 here, then it'll break a rune. And then we can start gaining some life back, maybe. And next turn we can just play this dragon, which is pretty cool. Sure. That's annoying. That is truly annoying. Now, normally my philosophy is attack first, but in this case, if we can get an obvious buff from playing the dragon first, then why would we not just do that? And we'll put it on our opponent to... Oh, okay. Sure. Okay. So if we attack, we know our opponent will get a prophecy. We could just play the tiger here. I mean, it would eat all of these wards, right? And then we can just wait a turn and see what happens. All right. Would have been the perfect card to have last turn. The perfect card. Okay. Alright, well, it did eat all those wards. And now we need to do something about all this. Could play the dragon. If we're going to do that, we probably want to do this over here to contest this first. Yep. Take some trades, control the board. Uh, 7-5 with ward, and ooh, that firebolt, so good. Okay. This is annoying. That is truly annoying. That being said, we can gain a bunch of life just by midnight sweep, midnight sweep. We have 8. Do we have a better play? Like, is Hive Defender a better play? I'm not necessarily sure that's true. Let's take our easy trades first. And then we can midnight sweep. Gain 2 life. Midnight sweep, gain 2 life. Use up all of our mana. One of these little dorks will eat up this ward, which is good. And then hopefully we can start to do something against this, because we don't want stuff over here getting ward if we can help it. I mean, right now we don't have a choice, but... Okay. I mean, that's fine. It's not really... It's one of those, I say it's fine, but it's not really fine. I mean, using this over here kind of feels like a waste now because the ward is already gone, right? This trade's here, then we have a trade. Yeah, I mean, this lane is under control. I'm fine with what's happening. Maybe we just play a Hive Defender over here to contest whatever comes down over here and we move on with life. Save Midnight Snack until we have another dragon. Save Mentor of the Watch until we have a fatty we can guard up. You know what? Actually, maybe we will attack, because if our opponent gets a really great prophecy creature, then we could just edict it. So we know that this has prophecy, obviously. Alright. And that's not bad. So we will pass.
My friend would like to say hello.
Mm-hmm. Some Atronach synergy here. Yes. Prophecy and Breakthrough, sure. This is really good over here now. That is really good over there. Because we need to do this, which is annoying. And we are going to trade this in here, but before we do that, let's gain some life. God, and as much as I hate to say this, I actually think we do just need to edict that after all, because if we put the Preserver here, this just trades in, and then, I mean, we could technically still handle that, but we could just prevent all face damage by doing this. I hate that I have to make that play. And I don't know that I necessarily have to, because I probably could take 6 and it wouldn't be the end of the world if I'm being totally honest, but why take that chance? Oh. That's stupid. Now when Now when this dies, he just has the opportunity to prophecy one for free. Oh, I guess he could prophecy one for free anyway. Never mind. All of this is not great. All of this is not great. Well, we're going to take a favorable here and kill this. And then Hive Defender here. We need to attack. I mean, I know that he gets a free card, but we need to beat him. God, the worst possible thing that could have happened is that. Because now this can kill this. This can attack. We have no other way of dealing with it. Yeah.
The watch is mine. Gotcha.
Okay. And that's what we were looking for. Play this out. Hopefully it eats these two creatures. Yep. Oh, beautiful. That's kind of a big deal. 5/5 with breakthrough, and we don't have any synergy to go with this now. Again, I mean, we have to win, right? 3. See what it is. Yeah, that's annoying. Back to back these things, huh? That's not great. I don't think that matters at this point, so we're just going to play it out to mitigate some damage. Okay. Yep. A prophecy of our own. So, how do we want to play this out? If we put it here, it just eats 1 damage. If we put it here, we can get 4 in next turn and block this 2/1 on the way back. Sure. Our prophecy game is strong. Ah, you're not the only one who can do this. King Barinaya? Barinaya? King Barry? What do we care about the most here? Maybe this 5/3? Yeah, probably the 5/3. Something good. Well, that's something good. Yes, indeed. Because we get to do this. Summon a guard over here, which is really just going to stop 1 point of damage, but hey, it's a point of damage. This stops this, and then next turn we can attack for 6, and we don't have to worry about that last prophecy card. He also could have a piece of removal for this, but, or a shackle effect. Of course, a shackle effect. Well, I honestly think we just do this. Block both of those attacks. If we take no damage for a turn, that's... Alright, well, you're going to draw and discard. And then we win. Let's see what we draw. Doesn't really matter. That would have been a good draw just to prevent damage for another turn. Taking home with the dragon. So, we didn't get any prophecy action. We didn't get any card draw action off of his prophecies with that that skeleton card, the purple card. I'm going to get better with card names, I promise. I wonder what we get for beating him. We didn't see anything in his deck that was... Oh, that enchantment that makes Atronachs, maybe? Or just another unique legendary. Speaker Tyrannus. It's a 6/6. After you play an action, put a random action into your hand. So I'm going to be honest, this seems bad. And the reason I say it seems bad, and I love analyzing cards, and I'm not suggesting I'm great at it, but the reason this seems bad is because for 10, you only get a 6/6, which is not great. And if you play it on turn 10, nothing happens. So you need to play it and have it survive a turn, and then after all of that happens, you need to have an action in your hand to get value out of this. Like, I think that just playing an action and then getting a random action is actually a really cool effect because, again, even if it's not something you necessarily need, it just kind of draws you a card. So it just, you play an action and it replaces itself every single time. And even if it's random, it still just is a card that you didn't have and you might be able to find a use for. So that's really cool. But if you play this on turn 10, you're getting no action out of it. And if you, wait till turn 12 to play it, the game is probably, I don't want to say getting kind of closed out at that point, but it just seems like the 10 cost for this card is the drawback, especially when, like, there's that 10 cost card in, I have the 10 cost cards in my Control Mage deck right now. The yellow card, Manticora, costs 10 and does something immediately and puts out a 6/6 body with guard. So just like compare that 10 cost card versus this 10 cost card, this is 10 for a 6/6 without guard and it doesn't do anything for a turn, versus that's 10 for a 6/6 cost card, or 10 for a 6/6 with guard that immediately does something. So, in a vacuum, you're paying 10 for the same stats, but Manticora is better in every single possibility because it just does something right away. And it has guard, whereas this does not. So, you put this in a vacuum against a card that has the same cost and the same stats, and you realize that there's another card that just kind of outshines it in every way. So, this is cool that I got a unique legendary, but I don't actually think it's very playable. I'm going to experiment with it. I think I want to at least experiment with most of the cards just to see, but that's my full and complete analysis of that.
We can work something out. By now the Corsairs will have killed whoever hired you. Spare me, and I will sail with them at dawn, leaving the throne to my daughter. Please, I beg you.
I don't remember why we were supposed to kill him in the first place. See, this is why I probably should have paid a little bit more attention to this storyline. Oh, man. What do I do with you? Kill or spare? I mean, I'm an assassin. My contract was to come here and kill you. So, if we're role-playing, I'm sorry, man. You gotta go.
The king's crimes were grave, and the agent was not feeling merciful. He swiftly ended the king's reign. But the Corsairs had laid ruin to Wayrest. And while the agent had carried out the contract, they had destroyed the Brotherhood sanctuary, leaving no survivors. The agent set out for Falkreath, having learned of another sanctuary there.
Alright, so we completed assassinated the King of Wayrest, the Kingslayer. A little, what's the word I'm looking for? Easter egg title for everyone who's watching and knows what I mean.
All right, newcomer. Let's see what you can do.
Oh, I did it again.
Contact Armathir, the new priest at the Hall of the Dead. There's something odd about that one. Be careful. He's been seen around Grave Concoction's potion shop.
So this is pretty nitpicky criticism on my part, but the voice acting of Astrid in this game is weak, in my opinion, considering the voice acting of Astrid in Skyrim was so strong. So I'm not crazy about that, to be honest with you. But again, it's nitpicking. Nothing can be perfect. So I'm going to cut this video off here. We just finished... We just finished episode 2 in one video, but we didn't really... I don't think we actually lost a match in episode 2, whereas in episode 1, we just got completely wrecked a few times. So, again, really fun episode. Just the game effects in every single match make it a lot better than just, hey, play this opponent, your deck versus their deck, and see who has a better deck. I really like that there are those random effects. I do think it takes some element of skill out of it when you have the random things, and I mentioned this before in previous videos, so it's probably getting old, but, you know, that's okay with me, because you know that that's what you're getting with these, and it does add an element of spice to the match versus, again, just playing your deck against theirs and seeing which is better. Having to play around certain random lane effects and certain random enemy effects, or you know, just kind of like match stipulations, if you will, is a really cool way to enhance it and, you know, force you to do something that you wouldn't normally do. Kind of think outside the box with your turns and the plays that you would make. And I think, you know, forcing the players to do that in these is actually a really neat element. So that concludes episode 2. Again, we're only 2 episodes in, but I think that, you know, for the $20, you probably get both card value and play value out of this enough that after just 2 episodes I can say I'm feeling really great about the investment that I made. And you also get a master mode, and I don't know if that unlocks more card rewards or what the rewards are, but there is replayability beyond just, you know, playing through every mission once. And of course I know that you can replay the missions, but rather than just doing it for shits and giggles, you actually get probably rewards for the master difficulty, which is really cool. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care.